All right, so the Yankees are going to be without Luis Severino for at least the 2020 season and into the 2021 season. It was announced today that he will be getting Tommy John surgery. It goes without saying that this is a major blow, and it definitely lessens us as favorites to win the World Series. Now, this isn't the end of the world by any stretch of the imagination. Our offense is still really good. We still have one of the best bullpens in baseball, and even our starting rotation without Sevy should be pretty solid by the time October comes around, and that's even barring any possible trade acquisitions that we make in July right now, and we'll get into the details on Severino, but I just want to clarify that this is not the end of the world. Where it stands right now, if we don't make any move, our postseason rotation looks like this: Cole, Paxton, Tanaka, Domingo Germán, who is coming off a suspension in June. That would be our top four as of right now. That's not including any moves, which at this point seems pretty likely at least one will happen. For now, though, Brian Cashman said that, and I'll play his clip in just a second, he said we were going to be addressing this in-house, and we'll go over a few guys who are candidates for that number 5 spot, but let's just get into Luis Severino. So,
Presbyterian and Dr. David Alchek at HSS, and both doctors have concluded that Tommy John is necessary. So obviously, Sevy is, acknowledged and agreed that the surgery is necessary. His plan is to have it done as soon as possible, and he's, obviously contemplating, the doctors, and who to do it with, and so he's, still working through the process of finding the availability of the doctor's timeframes and choosing which doctor to utilize, and so the follow-up of who does the surgery, I'll get you at that when he makes that final decision on his end.
Obviously, last year he pitched just 12 big league innings, and then he had the postseason, which he wasn't too great, wasn't terrible. Brian Cashman actually believes that this injury dates back to Game 3 of the ALCS, and Severino actually had 2 MRIs this offseason and a CAT scan, and they didn't find anything. It wasn't until he felt some soreness in his forearm, then that started sounding off the alarms, and he got another MRI done yesterday, and today they came to the conclusion that he will be getting Tommy John surgery. Severino did just put out an Instagram post. Here's that. I won't read the entire thing. You guys can pause the screen if you want to. I'll read the opening statement and the closing. He goes, "After much consideration as well as consultation with the Yankees organization, my family, and my representatives, I have elected to adhere to the advice of medical professionals and undergo surgery to repair my injured elbow. Through the long road ahead, your continued support means the world to me. I will be back on the mound soon to help bring a championship back to the Bronx." So yeah, that is really, really tough to see, and not just for the fact that us as Yankee fans want to see one of our best pitchers, one of the best pitchers in baseball really when healthy, but honestly just for him alone is pretty heartbreaking. I mean, there's a really good chance that the guys that he came up with in the system are going to lead the Yankees. His team that he just signed a 4-year extension to, there's a good chance that that team wins the World Series, and it's guaranteed to be without him, at least this year. Now, he is going to come back in 2021, assuming there's no setbacks, probably right around June or July of next year, and it really is crazy that by then, Severino will have just 12 innings pitched, 12 big league innings pitched in about 2 years, which is absolutely insane. But one thing I do want to point out and clarify is that a lot of people are giving the Yankees beef on the extension that they signed Severino to, that 4-year deal. It only bought out 1 year of free agency. No matter what, they would have had him under control during these injured seasons, so it's not like they made some horrible move. Yeah, they may have lost about like $5 million or so with the arbitration process, but Severino's extension is only for about $10 million a year, average annual value. So, I mean, that's a pretty big misconception. Only way the contract itself could turn out really bad is if in that final year before free agency, the one that we did buy him out on, the only extra year he gained from this extension, if he's bad that year or he misses time that year, yeah, that definitely would be a bad look on the extension. But I'm just going to put it on the back burner, except that we are not going to have Luis Severino for the 2020 season and into the 2021 season. This team still is really, really good, and it's only going to get better with more acquisitions along the way. One of the many things the Yankees excel at is having the depth to stomach things like that, and really all this means for now is Jordan Montgomery. He's guaranteed a rotation spot if he wasn't already. He's going to be the number 4 guy. For the number 5 guy, the New York Post was spot on with all their possible candidates, so I'm just going to read straight from their article and the little description they give to enlighten you guys if you're not too aware on the details of them. So, for Mike King, this is who I believe is going to be the number 5 guy. The 24-year-old former 12th round pick of the Marlins has pitched a total of 2 innings in the majors, coming in relief with the Yankees on September 27th. Acquired in a 2017 trade with Miami, the sinker ball advanced from Class A to AAA in less than 2 full seasons with the organization. He was sidelined to 4 months last season with an arm injury. injury. They also list Luis Cessa, who I don't believe will be in the starting rotation. I think he's going to come out of the bullpen. But here's what they have to say about him. The right-hander has made a total of 86 appearances, including 19 starts, since making the Yankees' 2016 opening day roster. The 27-year-old made all 43 appearances in relief last season, posting a career-best 4.11 ERA. Cessa has a career 4.50 ERA. Next, they have Jonathan Loaisiga, who is another guy I believe is better suited in the bullpen. Here's what they have to say about him. Just a 15th ever Nicaraguan, I know I'm mispronouncing that, I apologize, born player in the majors. Loaisiga jumped to the majors from AA in 2018 and has since made 24 appearances with the Yankees, including 8 starts. The 25-year-old has a career 4.79 ERA. And fourth and finally, we have Deivi Garcia. Now, this would probably be the hot pick amongst most fans. Obviously, just 20 years old. Here's what they have to say about him. The acclaimed 20-year-old prospect from the Dominican Republic, who has evoked comparisons to Pedro Martinez, appeared in Single-A, Double-A, and Triple-A last season, posting a combined 4.28 ERA. Just know he basically didn't do well in Triple-A. He was really good in Single-A and Double-A. Still struck out a lot of batters in AAA, but that high 4.28 ERA, it's much higher because of his performance in AAA. But yeah, while recording 165 strikeouts in 111 and a thirds innings, the 5'9" right-hander also appeared in last year's All-Star Futures game. So yeah, as you guys see, we do have options. This is not the end of the world. It's just going to be next man up again, just like it was last year. Let's hope nothing happens to our offense, and let's really hope nothing more happens to our starting rotation. God forbid anything happens to Garrett Cole. Cross my fingers, knock on wood. But yeah, that's going to do it for this video, guys. I know it was short. I really just wanted to come on here and discuss the injury with you. It wouldn't feel right if I didn't. So follow me on social media at Dan Allen Rourke, on Twitter, at Yankees Avenue, on Instagram. And yeah, that's going to do it for this video, guys. Luis Severino out for the year with Tommy John surgery. I'll see you guys next time. Let's go, Yankees.
Her body's gold like September. She burns through the night like an ember. And all those things we tried forgetting, I remember. But we say we all fine, we all fine. Sunny day dreams and we up now. Vodka lemonade, I serve it up, it goes down. 75 degrees in a dope sound. All you need to live fine, to live fine. A little sunshine, cause she needed a dose of rainfall in the evening.